cop and his friendly canine literally combine to become Dogman, and things ensue. Now, this was...
Alarmo.
I missed some of that early part of that. I was like, oh, you gotta get into this.
That was the Wii Fit alarm. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The Wii Fit chime.
This was screenwritten and directed by Peter Hastings. This is the guy that actually developed the Captain Underpants series. Not the books, but the DreamWorks series. He actually developed Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness. He was a writer on Cat Scratch, a writer on Darkwing Duck, and Animaniacs.
Does he have anything to do with the Captain Underpants movie?
No.
Okay.
That's what's funny. It's like he does such a good job with...
The series is good. I like the series. It does remind me a lot. The humor actually is in style. It's also surprisingly a lot... It's almost the style of the first Captain Underpants movie, which I'm surprised he didn't work on that. I'm pretty sure there had to be some writers on staff that's from that movie.
No, guaranteed. But, I mean, just in terms of how he's... plus, obviously, the core thing is they're pulling mostly from Dogman itself, which is still written from the same crew as Captain Underpants' comic as well, or graphic novel as well. So
same author, yeah.
That's where we're getting really...
They're kind of universally connected because George and... in the first book, canonically, George and Harold write Dogman.
Right, Dogman. Nice.
And between chapters, you get little papers that showing that he get in trouble for writing it. There's a school slip about you ever get one of those school slips when you get in trouble, you have to write what you did wrong, you need the parent signature?
Yeah.
And it's what did Harold do wrong? Write Dogman comics. What are you going to do to improve? Can't talk, too busy writing more Dogman.
That's gold.
It shows that he don't give a fuck, I love it.
A+. Before we get any further into this, just want to say a few more things here. Voice cast includes Pete Davidson who as Petey, Lucas Hopkins as Little Petey, Milton Howry as Chief, Isla Fisher as the reporter, Sarah Hadoff, Ricky Gervais as Flippy the Fish. By the way, he was the villain in that classic, wonderful movie, Legends of Hank, Paws of Fury. I don't know why. When I heard him as the fish, I was like, the first thing I thought of, oh yeah, Legends of Hank, Paws of Fury.
The voice of Chief from is from Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. And the voice of Dogman is, by the way, the director, Peter Hastings. Last thing here before is this was actually animated again at studio. This was not animated in-house. This was just like Captain Underpants. It was animated out of house. However, this is not the same team. Not the same team that animated Captain Underpants. This is over at Jellyfish Pictures, which I had to make sure. I was like, is this SpongeBob stuff? Is this?
Which surprised me because
but it's not.
This is okay because goes without saying this is a surprisingly well-made adaptation for a oddly the books, because I think I've read the first 2 issues or something like that, but the books they're in a format that should not be adapted into a movie. These are a series of gags and stuff. And you can say the same thing for Captain Underpants, but yet they pulled it off anyway.
Yeah.
And it's this movie has a lot of has a lot of similarities with the Captain Underpants movie.
Yeah, the feeling of this movie, what I felt.
Did you ever see that movie, by the way?
No.
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah, you were highlighting it the entire time. By the way, this I'll talk about it at the end. This movie, but this movie to me, it felt literally in most of the film, it just felt like you were getting 4-panel comic strips the entire run of this movie. It felt like the entire movie was just connected, piece, piece, because it was just thing happening. It was that's not bad though. This fits for this format, and it's so much fun.
Reminds me a lot of the first Lego movie with lower stakes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of fun. Again, you have the thing that works here is again the wittiness of the writing. I don't know. Again, I haven't read Dogman, so I don't know how many jokes they were pulling from the books themselves. But I do know that the comedy is hundreds of just
most of them
so many a lot of jokes per minute. They were good jokes. These were good jokes. You have the life's not fair. Life's not fair.
Right.
Life's not fair.
Oh, that's well. Most of these are original. It's just even the overarching story. It's just the. I don't know if they pull. I haven't read. There's a lot of Dogman books. So
Right.
I don't know if they're pulling.
I know my
later
sister
ones, too.
likes Dogman, so I don't know, but I know there are a lot of books just because of that, but I didn't read any of them.
Yeah, I only read Dogman leading up to this movie because I was Captain Underpants boy. But like, from what I've noticed is like there's reference to like jokes from the books, but like they mostly just put their original spin on it. Kind of just same way as like the Captain Underpants movie does.
Nice.
Again, I'm still surprised like both this and Dogman somehow got theatrical movie adaptations. It's just something that like shouldn't happen. Honestly, it's weird.
No, but it's if Diary. I think we don't get this if Diary of a Wimpy Kid didn't make money. I don't think we get. Not that these are the same thing, but I'm saying like you know what I mean. Like you talk about things that get pulled in certain directions. I think Captain Underpants doesn't get made if Diary of a Wimpy Kid didn't make money. Not that it could. You know,
you asked me years ago, like, could Captain Underpants get a TV show? Yes, but like
but
a
a movie?
theatrical movie, no.
yeah, like that.
And good.
And good. This reminded me a lot of the. This is like we talked about during the Wild Robot. We were like, okay, this is a really good, especially since we just came off the top 10 stuff. This is DreamWorks at its best. This is how DreamWorks does when they're really doing their best. Same thing with Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This is what they do when they're doing their best. They have an A movie, they have a B movie. You know what I mean? They have the movie that they think is going to just bring families in, make some money. They have the movie that they think is going to be the Oscar-nominated film. This is the B movie, but it's one of their best. Not their B movie, like not B movie. You know.
What's the deal with bees?
Yeah, but this is their alternate movie that. This is one of their best representations of that because it nails everything well. It tells a simple story. It has a lot of heart to it, but it's not. It's not. You know, like you don't need to do everything.
It doesn't try to. Well, here's my thing. It doesn't try to have like high stakes, and it doesn't have to try. It doesn't like force any like high emotions.
Right.
It like these scenes of like emotions just feel cute and like feel very like it just feel very like in character and like in tone with the rest of the film. It feels forced. Like a good example of an anime movie that has good humor but has forced like sentimental scenes is Michelin's versus the Machines. Like, did you ever see that one?
No.
Pretty good movie. I like the humor of it. I love the art style, of course. But like, I feel like that movie has like a lot of sentimental moments and a lot of them feels forced.
They just try to push a little further than they really
need to
in those moments. I feel you. And we even used to talk about that back in the day when Pixar would try to oversell you on certain. Even Pixar would try to do that on movies that like didn't deserve it. Like this, it knows where it is, and that's perfect. And by the way, go ahead. What are you about to say?
Like it just doesn't try too hard to be like absolute cinema. It
just has fun.
It just wants to be fun movie, and it just like it's like there's because like I can see like this can turn some people off, but like it's just a series of gags and a series of just things happening, but like the visual style is just fucking perfection to like keep your interest in, and the gags are actually hitting more than they're missing. And
again, this is what DreamWorks used to nail great. When in the 2000s as well. It's like again, you have the alternate movie that just brings families in, makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like the thing about this movie is unlike we talk over and over. Monsters vs. Aliens is bad. It's not like bring your kids to it. Like maybe you'll find that's bad. This is this is actually a really good movie where you're gonna get some fucking. If you're a parent, you're gonna get some fucking laughs out of this. Like you're gonna have a fun time watching it because it's visually appealing. It's not doing the lazy thing that a lot of studios do with their this is better than most of Illumination shit because of how much it cares to have fun with itself and how much it cares to have fun for the audience. You know, like the characters, everything about it is just like it puts the effort in that it doesn't need to for the fact of what it is, which is it's not like you said, it's not trying to be peak cinema. It doesn't have to be, and it just sits there and does everything, I think, at a 10 out of 10 for what it is.
Yes.
I was
saying that, DK, like, this is not better than, like, than other animated movies I saw, even as I'm putting the score lower than them.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm, like, saying, for what it is, because I was saying this to like long after I came out of the theater. Like, this is a like a 8. I'm fishing between like an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for this. This is great experience.
Yeah,
like in context with the score for what it is. Yeah, like 9 out of 10.
Because it just knows what it does. Like it.
Because like you got like that's probably future cartoon chat, but like you got like the Captain Underpants movie is kind of like that too.
Yeah, this was so much fun.
I'm also visually it's great.
That's the other thing.
Because here's the thing, like we've had like CG movies that's finally trying to find like a different style, like different type of style, like kind of like Spider-Verse and TMNT. I'm finally glad we got like a kind of like a successor to like the Charlie Brown movie, because that had a certain style that like wasn't kind of being copied.
No, it wasn't being replicated. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't being replicated.
Yeah.
And like also I was waiting for like, okay, like after I saw the Charlie Brown movie, like, okay, when we're getting more of these, Blue Sky's dead.
Well, they had Ferdinand, which didn't do anything with it. Also, so
the last one was
Spies in Disguise.
That didn't count. I'm just talking about in terms of visual.
But I agree.
I was waiting for like more Charlie Brown is what I'm getting at, and like, but even that, like, nobody is still trying this art style, that to copy this type of art style with Charlie Brown, and it's like now we finally have this movie where it's not Charlie Brown, but like it's kind of using the same similar techniques, because a lot of these designs only work in 2 dimensions. The art style is extremely simplistic.
Yes.
Where you can't imagine it outside of two dimensions, and like they do wonders with it. It's like these, because like the Dogman drawings like are very like simplistic, and like they're meant to look like they're drawn by a kid, because canonically they're being drawn. The world is
literally being
drawn by kids, by George and Harold. That's the point of it.
And again, I feel like it feels like when you're watching this movie, they are literally pulled off of that page. Like it feels like you're not. It's not like you're not like, it's not so jarring. Like, you know, not that Roly Poly Oly was jarring, but it's not like shoot and you pull them into CG world. It's like, oh Jesus Christ, what happened?
Well, this is where the similarity to the Lego Movie comes in too, because how Lego Movie was about like trying to show the imagination visually, because everything was made out of Legos, but also like it was made to where like it was made to look where it was like an animation made by a kid. Like when they shoot guns, you're like pew 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 pew. Yeah. Like when you see explosions, you see like little squiggly lines around the explosion and stuff. Yes. It's like little visual flares.
Again,
to reference the fact that like it's still meant to feel like it's drawn by a child.
I'm not wrapping this. This was a note that I had earlier when I was looking at this. This has a budget of $40 million, and visually it does more impressive work than anything that Disney Animation Studios has done in 5 years, or more. By the way, that's Ruby Gillman, which we talked about being low budget. This cost $30 million less than Ruby Gillman did, and technically, Captain Underpants cost $38 million, $2 million less. But if you adjust for inflation, Captain Underpants costs more than this movie, and it looks like this. New studio.
Yeah, they didn't, because the way Charlie Brown looked was what I wish Captain Underpants would look like. They still did well with the art style it had.
Right.
It was still very bouncy. It was still very much like this, and like this one just like up to like the dial to like infinity on whatever Captain Underpants was doing, and they did even way better.
This is all that I was hoping what was going to happen over these next few years, is we were just going to get, and the question was how much of a budget would it cost, where, you know, it's like, again, it's not just Spider-Verse, it's like you said, Peanuts movie, you got to take some, like, it has to take some credit as well, but where we get out of this CG stance that we were in for like 10, 15 years, where everything was like trying to chase Pixar, and we got out of it, and now everything's doing this like their own design language. They've got people, like so many different studios are finding these different design languages.
Thank you, Sony Animation, for starting the trend.
And but Peanuts deserves credit, because that came out a year before or 2 years before. But Like, it is
I know
impressive.
Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs.
Clyde with a Chance of Meatballs as well, right? So, like, you had these moments, but they were few and far between. So it's like, it is very impressive to see that we are at a point now where, in all levels, like, this is where DreamWorks, by the way, can sit as well. Like, we were kind of worried. I was kind of worried about what the future of DreamWorks was a few years back, and here we are. Bad Guys, Puss in Boots. They've rebuilt themselves, and this movie's gonna make money. This movie will be a profit by the time.
Oh, I gotta say, I love that DreamWorks intro. It's just like I love that it changes. Like, I love that I can look forward to it changing every time. It's now I want that from the Disney intro. Just like just change it a little bit every time.
Yeah, they are.
Like, what friends am I gonna see like the DreamWorks logo go by?
Yeah, because they are the. Again, DreamWorks just seems like they're the ones outside, like the big ones. They're seemingly the ones that are caring the most about their effort. And yeah, that intro was fantastic because it was like, ooh, like there's Roz immediately.
Yeah, immediately. It's so pleasant because it feels like, well, like I don't know, like
they still exist beyond where you last saw them, just for a brief moment.
It's like kind of like the Cartoon Fridays.
Exactly. No,
like,
yeah, agreed.
It's like
agreed.
the like.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's more pleasant than that because it's like the DreamWorks guy and he's just the DreamWorks fishing boy and he's just like going through dimensions and like everyone just knows him like hey and like hey it's like all of our friends from it's our buddies from Shrek, it's our guys from Madagascar.
Which again,
it's like it's a bad guy and they're in a little car, they're waving high. It just makes you feel good.
It does. It's a great IP. It's what you should be doing, and I don't think they should drop this anytime soon. This should be what they stick with for a long time. They got to do something with Madagascar, though. I don't know what the fuck. Like, you're still putting Madagascar in there. I know it's a big deal, but you guys need to make another movie if you're going to keep dancing Madagascar out here. It's like, you know.
I know dancing a lot of things out here. I love the things they're not putting in there. Like, I would love it for, like, the DreamWorks guy. I'm like, it's Jerry Seinfeld me! Hey!
It's
Monsters vs. Aliens crew, there they are.
I would love if kids got horrified by the one-eyed blob, just, you know.
Oh no, it'd be funny if he is going past and then you see like Monsters vs. Aliens and like you just like start speeding up. Nope.
Oh fuck! But hey, again, it's good to see that the
fuck it, it's ants.
It's ants.
and they didn't improve the CG at all. It's still like from like early 2000s.
Oh my god!
Like, hey, look, it's ants.
And it's not blending well either. With the guy. It's like, oh my god. But yeah, this was man. We talked this time last year. It's like there's Kung Fu Panda, and it just did not deliver. And here we are. And I'm like, good job by the team. This is not core DreamWorks, obviously, but if this is, again, surrounding the DreamWorks network of studios that will be taking over, and they're already talking about a Wild Robot 2, and they're talking about, like, going forward.
I don't need that, though.
I don't need it either.
They really don't deliver then if that's the case.
I don't, but this is a good, this was a good, Dogman's good. Dogman is a movie that if I here's the thing, if I have family over, and there are kids involved, Dogman.
Probably, again, that will guarantee Cartoon Chat this year. I'm putting my foot down now. But, like Captain Underpants is also, it's also a great movie about, like, the imagination of being a kid. Just, like, throwing back to, like, just, like, being a kid. How it feels to be a kid. I love that movie, too.
That's awesome.
And also, The Shivers is great. But, it's going to Dogman in general. I like how it's, like, it's also secretly about Petey.
Yeah, no, the core movie.
It's a villain story.
It's more about the villain getting therapy because he's being vile toward this son that he's created, and the son's just getting. By the way, is it funny that we just had Garfield last year and they do a much better job with their own.
I know, right? Movie. And their backstory too and everything.
Yeah. Like, and they.
I was thinking about Garfield as I was watching this. Like the same, it's an orange cat, same type of cat, and like it's almost the same type of origin story, but it's better.
But it's also
with daddy issues too.
And also, but Dogman is also pulled from a graphic novel and all that. Not that Garfield is a graphic novel, but it's hundreds of comic strips. It's like.
Well, Garfield has graphic novels too. He has everything.
They have right.
He has everything.
Like, I'm sure, but it's like how. We talked about it before. It's like how they decided to go and just make that type of film with it. It's like, and then you see this. That's why Dogman, I think, is so impressive. Again, is we've seen so much generic shit out there that does. Smurfs is coming up this year, and it's like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this thing. Like,
I love that like it doesn't like just end with like it kind of for a cartoony movie it kind of ends like realistically like the dad just leaves with all this shit. They just got robbed, and there's like no karma. Or there's no like
he didn't change.
Yeah, he didn't change. There's nothing else to it. He just he left just like he did before.
Yeah, Petey grew even though he was still put in the same situation.
And I love the character development where like little Petey was now seeing everything as like shitty because like he saw a father figure that was
just antagonizing everything.
Yeah,
he was showing everything in a negative light. That is again one of those good things that there's just little moral things in here that are just really good breadcrumbs for people. That again, like you would think in other movies, how generic, but it comes across with a lot of heart in this movie. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. The building fight sequence was absolutely A tier. Because again, we're back to imagination. A lot of fun, a lot of stupid mess.
The indifference building, like
like I can see my house from here. Like it's like again the the imagination, the fun of just like fuck it, we're just gonna have these buildings like run.
Wait, did the house wave back?
I don't know if it waved back, but it definitely said hi, like it said hi or something.
Okay. By the way,
I'm gonna see that. Yeah, go ahead.
No. So I was sort of expecting like George and Harold to like kind of be the introduction or like outro to this movie, but I can see why they didn't because it would kind of break the reality of this world, because like in the books they're in the intro and outros because they created the world,
right?
But like in this sort of movie, you don't want to break the reality.
No, because this is more outlandish.
Yeah,
and that's perfect for this. This is a playground of fun, and again we're back to.
Well, also it would just take the realness feeling out of everything.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. If you were to like go reality. And the book closes.
Oh no! By the way, none of this was real. This was all created by a kid. But I was still expecting some George and Harold reference, and I did, and that was it. Those two kids were sitting on the bench when they were like, "I can see my house from here." That was George and Harold.
Oh.
And so I was clapping like, "That's it! Oh, thank you!" Because I was like, "This movie's almost perfect," but like. You gotta have some kind of Captain Underpants reference. You gotta have some kind of George and Harold reference because they are a part of the first book. I'm not sure they're in the other books later, but like because even the art style gets a little bit better from what I see in the other books. But like they gotta be a part of this, and like that little canvas, that little scene. I can see my house from here because you can see them from the back. That's George and Harold. And I was like, I was like giving an excellent on, and like I was clapping. I was like, yes, yes.
That's awesome.
Great movie. 10 out of 10 for that. Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Just for that?
They did everything. Because they did everything. They checked the entire list.
I'll be honest, Mark.
That was pure fan service.
I'll be honest with you. We're gonna talk just briefly to cover Wallace and Gromit at the end of this. But Dogman, I thought, again, like we said before, I think it's an absolute. That's what we're briefly talking about. We're gonna talk about Wallace and Gromit before we wrap the wrap up, obviously, because we saw that at the very beginning of January. But I'll be honest, like, now maybe it was because it was at the end of the day with Wallace and Gromit, but I certainly was enjoying. I'll be honest, like I love Wallace and Gromit. I think it's more the nature of seeing them again is what was magical for Wallace and Gromit, not necessarily the movie itself. But this, it's like I was from beginning to end. I'm like, this is just creatively fun.
I mean, no, nothing against Wallace and Gromit, but like, this is a new experience in like a IP that hasn't really been adapted before. Wallace and Gromit, we've seen Wallace and Gromit before. It's just more Wallace and Gromit, even though Wallace and Gromit is like A1 steak sauce no matter what. It's still more Wallace and Gromit, and we're just like, I'm like, it's just more pleasant than like amazing.
Agreed.
But we'll get to when we get to it.
Yeah, Dogman. There's a high chance that by the time we get to our half point, this is going to be still my favorite animated movie of the half year because there's not too many coming out in the early half. So Dogman, front runner right now.
I'm trying to watch it more than once. It might be mine. But like
it's like Dune 2. Remember when Dune 2 was like our number one for like 3 months? It's like boom, same deal.
Yeah. I don't know. Like what else is how much competition there is this year for animated movies besides Zootopia is coming after the half year.
Yeah, Zootopia's coming. Bad Guys.
I know
Remember, Bad Guys 2 is coming. So that's another DreamWorks.
Here's the thing,
we didn't talk about
the short. There was a nice little short.
Yeah, impressive. I'm glad it had more budget than the Christmas special.
Here's the thing, the Bad Guys movie was pleasant, but it wasn't one of my favorite DreamWorks movies.
It was just good for a reset because remember before that, Puss in Boots hadn't come out yet, and it was like, all right, what are they doing next? And then they had the year.
It was mostly like the art style, and it was like, yeah, it was overall just like pleasant, but it's like it's not even close to my top 10 or probably even 15.
We definitely thought it was extremely fun for the time, though. That was the thing. It was fun. The vibe was great.
So I'm looking forward to the sequel, but like I don't think it's gonna be like anything amazing. Or probably like I'm gonna say it. I don't think it's gonna be anything great, but I think it's just gonna be pleasant again.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dogman. Yep.
If it is, I'm down for it. I hope it surprises me.
Agreed.